It's been 40 hours since Saif Ali Khan was stabbed at his home in Bandra. The attacker is still at large. A second CCTV video of the 16th of January shows the suspect going up the fire exit of Saif's apartment complex. The police say he was spotted at the Bandra railway station after the incident. The question is, where did the attacker go? Why hasn't he been nabbed so far? Where has the Mumbai police's investigation reached? In just a moment from now, I'll be joined by some top police officers, and we'll try and understand from what we know in the public domain of what could have gone on. But before that, let me take you through our lead story filed by our Mumbai bureau.
The man who stabbed Bollywood actor Saif Ali Khan in his own home is still at large. India Today has accessed CCTV footage of the attacker moments before the attack, where he can be seen climbing up the stairs. In the new CCTV footage, the attacker is seen going upstairs at 1:37 a.m. on January the 16th through the fire exit of the building where Saif Ali Khan and his family reside. Footage shows the suspect, with face covered with a red scarf, going upstairs without any shoes, possibly to avoid making any sound. Nearly an hour later, at 2:33 a.m., he's seen going downstairs in haste. This time, the attacker's face is not covered, and he's also wearing shoes. Later that night, the attacker was spotted at the Bandra railway station. Sources tell India Today he took the first local on Thursday morning to go to Vasai Vihar in Palghar. The Mumbai police has formed 20 teams to investigate the incident and nab the accused at the earliest. With Mustafa Sheikh, Bhavna Agarwal and Dipesh Tripathi in Mumbai, Bureau Report, India Today.
Revelations in the attack case today was that it was Saif's 8-year-old son Taimur, not Ibrahim, who was with the actor when he was rushed to the hospital. Taimur was accompanied by a house staff as a bleeding Saif was taken to the Leelavati Hospital.
A big turn of events in the Saif Ali Khan stabbing attack. It is now emerged that it was 8-year-old Taimur, not Ibrahim, who accompanied Saif to Leelavati Hospital during the wee hours of January 16. The revelation was made by Neeraj Uttamani, Chief Operating Officer of Leelavati Hospital.
पूरा उनका उसमें blood था, but he walked in like a lion, and only with his small child. That is 6-7 साल का उनका जो लड़का है, तैमूर है शायद उसका नाम, हाँ, उसके साथ वो वॉकिंग किए हैं. With so much of this, he is a real hero that way.
India Today has pieced together the sequence of events that unfolded after Saif was stabbed in the wee hours of January 16. It was around 2 a.m. that the intruder was seen by the caretaker of Taimur and Jay. In the scuffle that ensued, the intruder stabbed Saif 6 times with a knife. With no drivers present, the actor was rushed to the hospital in an auto rickshaw with son Taimur and member of the house staff. He reached the hospital with the knife still inside his body. A paparazzi video showed a visibly disturbed Kareena Kapoor Khan outside the building after the stabbing attack on Saif. This stunning turn of events has raised more questions about what transpired that fateful night at Saif and Kareena's Bandra residence. Why did young Taimur accompany his bleeding father to the hospital? Where were other members of the family? What about the nearly 10-member staff and security at Bandra building? With Vidya and Divyesh Singh in Mumbai, Bureau Report, India Today.
India Today has tracked down the auto driver who drove the injured Saif to the hospital. Here's what he had to say.
इस वक्त ऑटो ड्राइवर भजन सिंह जी हमारे साथ हैं। सैफ अली खान को हॉस्पिटल इस ऑटो रिक्शा में लेके गए थे। उस रात को क्या हुआ था भजन जी, अगर साहब बता पाए। जी सर, मैं जैसे नाइट में गाड़ी चलाता हूँ तो मैं गलियों में भाड़े की तलाश में यानी अपना ग्राहक को ढूंढ रहा, ठीक है, कोई मिलता मेरे को हाथ देता कि रिक्शा रिक्शा रोको रोको रोको, तो गेट से भी आ जाती है, तो एक लेडीज सामने से भाग के आती है, तो बोले फटाक से भैया जी उठन लो, फटाक से गेट पे गाड़ी लगाओ, इमरजेंसी है, किसी को घाव लगा है। घाव लगाने के बाद जैसे गेट पे जाता हूँ तो 2-4 लोग निकलते हैं, रिक्शा खड़ा करा तो देखता हूँ एक आदमी निकल रहा है, उसको खून से ब्लड से यानी कि पूरा
वाइट
ब्लड से, खून से भरा हुआ।
खून से भरा हुआ था। तो देखने के बाद तो देखते देखते फिर मेरे को भी थोड़ा वो लगा, अफसोस हुआ। मैंने अरे इसको ज्यादा जख्म लगा हुआ, तो मैंने फटाफट बैठाया उनको। बैठे वो तो एक बच्चा बैठा और एक और भी उनके साथ में कोई बैठा था। तकरीबन वही 3 पौने 3 बजे का टाइमिंग होगा सर। हाँ।
और उन्होंने बैठने के बाद क्या कहा आपसे?
तो मैंने कहा चलो ठीक है, वो बात करने लगे। फिर आपसी में वो बात कही है, बोले हॉस्पिटल ले लो। तो मैं तो सीधे ही ऐसे गलियों में घुसा दिया था हॉस्पिटल की तरफ, चाहे बाबा लगे, पहले बाबा लगता है, उसके बाद में राइट मारोगे हिल रोड पे अपना होली फैमिली लगता है, और अंदर फिर उसके बाद फिर लीलावती लगता है। तो फिर मैं यही पूछा मैंने, सर किधर जाएंगे? तो आपस में पहले बोले कि लीलावती जाएंगे या होली फैमिली जाएंगे। तो फिर उनसे जैसे बोले अपना सैफ अली खान बोले कि लीलावती चलो। उसके बाद में मैं एक कंफर्म करने के लिए फिर पूछा कि अगर लीलावती जाते तो सीधा जाते। तो मैंने कहा अंदर से लेके चलूंगा। तो फिर वो लीलावती गए। मैंने सर लीलावती, बोले हाँ लीलावती। फिर मैं गलियों से अपना बालाजी से लेफ्ट मारा, चप्पल रोड से सीधा निकाला। तो मेरे से इतना पूछे कितना टाइम लगेगा, मैंने सर बस यूटर्न मार के सामने गेट ही आ गया। लीलावती पहुंच ही चुके थे। हाँ।
और कोई बात कर रहे थे वो लोग जब ऑटो में बैठे थे?
और कोई ज्यादा कोई बात नहीं हुई।
जब आपने उनको ऐसा खून
गया तो वो खुद ही बोले कि फटाफट जैसा कि जो है उनको बुलाओ स्टाफ को, मैं सैफ अली खान हूँ। तब मुझे पता चला मैंने सैफ अली खान है। जब तक स्टेजर आया तो फिर इधर खसक के फिर मैं भी जैसा ये बैठी है मैडम, तो मैं भी ऐसा करके बैठ गया थोड़ा देखने को। मेरे स्टार कोई होता तो आज मैं भी जरा देख लूँ, कोई बड़ा सेल्फी होता है। तो मैं भी ये सोचा, मेरे पास भी फोन था, एक सेल्फी ले लूँ। तो मैंने नहीं, ऐसा कोई आदमी का थोड़ा घाव लगा है तो अच्छा नहीं लगता। हाँ।
पैसे मिले आपको?
नहीं, पैसे के लिए नहीं, तो उनके जो साथ में था तो वो ऐसे हाथ हिला दिए। मैंने चलो ठीक है जो भी है बस। हाँ।
There are lots of unanswered questions, and questions that are swirling in the mind of every person who's watching this story over the past 48 hours. Was this, as the Mumbai police claims, a case of burglary, or was this a targeted attack on Saif Ali Khan? To try and make sense of this, I'm joined on this broadcast by Yashowardhan Azad. He's a well-known police officer, has been special director in the Intelligence Bureau. I have with us Dr. Vikram Singh, leading security expert, has been a Director General of Police of a state as big as Uttar Pradesh. I have Shaina NC. Shaina NC is a senior leader with the Shinde Sena. And I have Nasir Abdullah, who's a well-known actor, and I have Dilip Tahil. I want to go across first and foremost to Yashowardhan Azad. So based on what we can see in the public domain, and using all the acumen that you built up over your decades in service, does this appear to you to be a case of a heist, an attempted burglary, or does it seem to be a targeted attack against the Bollywood star?
Well, it's certainly targeted, but so far only for burglary. And there are many instances where the robbery goes wrong, and I think it is one such incident. There are a lot of loopholes. There are a lot of questions unanswered, including where was the security set up at that particular time? Where were those security guards who were supposed to be there? Where was the private security of Saif Ali Khan? I understand there was none over there. Where was his driver at that particular point of time? If these guys were there, certainly they would have noticed somebody going up to his flat.
But maybe they weren't there, because Saif, unlike a lot of other stars like Salman, typically doesn't have too much security around him. I mean, he's not known to have private investigators, private police and security around him. And also maybe at 3 o'clock at night, there's just no security. I mean, why would you have like a driver around at 3 a.m. at night?
Well, if people like us keep drivers at night, then I suppose that they should also keep at night for any kind of emergency or any kind of a call or alert or alarm. And in fact, celebrities all over the world, Rahul, are always under threat. And they keep their own security paraphernalia also. That's number one. Number two, the security gadgets which are there, which is a very simple thing which even ordinary middle class keeps in Delhi and other places. The numbers were not sufficient enough. That is exactly what was told by the police informally. As also, a lot of other issues, like the intercom was not working, the security on ground, the watchmen, even the other security which are there in the other places which the resident welfare associations keep. So I would say lose virtually no maintenance, lack of security completely. And this man who was going up, the way it was revealed, he was going up very sure-footed. it was quite clear that he was going to that place. So he was targeting, and the fact that he asked for 1 crore seemed that he thought that he had a backpack, that he'll get a quick money and then just
No, but
go
that's
off.
absurd, sir. Just, which thief thinks that anybody would have 1 crore rupees in cash lying around at home?
Well, there are people who they see the movies, they see dramas, they are well imbued by all this. And the guy didn't look like a real professional because when he was coming down, he had taken off his, and he realized if he was a professional, he would have known there are CCTV cameras everywhere. He would have made a different kind of, attempt. So all this says that, yes, it was a targeted entry. But I don't think there could be a huge conspiracy or something behind it.
So you're saying targeted entry but no conspiracy and most likely a burglar who was at work. I want to get Vikram Singh's assessment of what we can see from because there are all kinds of, and I don't even want to mention some of those conspiracy theories, but do you think that this is what the Mumbai police claims, a case of burglary gone wrong? Or do you think that there could be something more than meets the eye? Vikram Singh.
Good evening, Rahul ji and esteemed panelists. I'm in total agreement with my esteemed colleague Yashovardhan ji. But I would say that yes, he had come prepared with a stabbing knife. And when a person carries a stabbing knife, he is not a hired assassin, he is a burglar. To have a hired assassin, you'll have to have a Dragunov sniper's rifle with a telescopic sight and other implements. That's a different ball game altogether. But a burglar who's prepared to violence and to attack, and he who'd done his recce and the homework. He had done the homework, but of course, primarily on what, as Yashovardhan ji has said, on the basis of movies. We do hear that people stack up loose change, and for some loose change, maybe something to the tune of 1 crore. And then after doing his homework, he managed to get entry and access, even if it is via the fire or the AC exhaust or whatever be the means. But the manner in which he went up and he came down, looked at the CCTV, and not only in a brazen manner, he managed to get away. He was carrying a backpack as well. Now the 2 or 3 things that are very apparent. He was not an assassin. He used his knife to stab Saif Ali 6 times, and he, in fact, almost killed him. It's a different matter, and it's a matter of extreme satisfaction that Saif Ali Khan is out of danger. But the domestic help accosted him. He argued with her, and then in the noise, obviously he had done his homework. He knew where to go.
Do you think there's an insider involved? A lot has been said about the possibility of one of the staff members being involved in this. Do you buy that theory? Is it likely to you that an insider may have been involved?
It is a distinct possibility. Nobody has access into anybody's place, and it is something like Fort Knox. There has to be an insider who is the informer or a mukhbir. But as Yashovardhan Azadi said, you really have to try very hard to have a lax security arrangement as you had in Guru Sharanam. No technological backup, no CCTVs with AI-enabled facilities, no thermal imagers, and absolutely what to talk of other things like face recognition software and QR codes. Nothing like that was there. In fact, even the very basic societies in Noida and the NCR have these. But to the insider, I would place my bet on the fact that unless there is insider, when I say insider, the prime suspect would be the security chaps. And I'm happy and satisfied that the Mumbai cops are interrogating the security chaps, because very often, in fact, more often than not, they double up as informers and also snoop around and also pass on information at a price to those who belong to the underworld. And this man,
no, but what strikes me as being important is there are lots of old buildings in that area, many of which have people who are quite aged and they stay by themselves, their children are elsewhere, and therefore if it's only about a burglary, isn't it easier for a thief to snuggle into somebody's house where there's just a geriatric couple staying, rather than get into the house of Saif Ali Khan, who would have so many other people around him?
Any day, but you don't get the king's ransom there. To get the king's ransom, you have to take a calculated risk, and this is where probably he bungled up and attacked Saif Ali's house. Because to get 1 crore, I very much doubt if any elderly couple there would be having. Of course, they may be, but the probability and the possibility would be that Saif would be having that 1 crore loose, and therefore he probably went on a hunch, and the rest is history.
Shaina NC comes from Mumbai, is a part of the ruling government, knows the high society of the city well, And Shaina, I'm actually quite shocked. This point that Vikram Singh made about just the absence of security paraphernalia. Now, typically when you see a Salman Khan, you see his bodyguard Shera with him, you see lots of other people around him. It seems Saif, when he came to the conclave, I saw he came without any security. So it obviously wasn't something that Saif spent as much time obsessing about as some of the other Bollywood stars do.
You're absolutely right in your assessment, Rahul. Saif and Kareena both are quite private in their space individually as well. I personally think that this is not some kind of orchestrated burglary. This has got to be preconceived or pre-planned with somebody in the system, in the home, because if you see their home, it's really large, many different pockets. So how does one actually facilitate a crime of this nature and believe that you're going to get this kind of money and get away? So I think that this is a freak case. It's a very unfortunate case. And my heart goes out to Saif and his family, and my heart goes out to Taimur, who had to actually see his father in that state reach the hospital. And, I've heard
But does that sound, because when the hospital doctor said that Taimur, the young kid, brought Saif to the hospital, the question that everyone's asking is, where is everyone else in the house, and why is that little kid having to take his father who's bleeding to the hospital? Where's everyone else? Where's the staff? Where's Kareena? Where are the others who could have been far better positioned than the young boy to take the bleeding father to the hospital?
At 3 in the morning, sometimes a lot of us in our individual homes are also asleep, and such sound sleep that you don't even figure. I don't want to be the detective solving this case, but I definitely want to say for all of those who have tried to talk about all kinds of failure of law and order and police, I want to say our Mumbai police is the most competent. Please give them a little time and they will resolve this case. They will get to the bottom of it. With 2 former senior respected police personnel on your show.
No, but
itself,
not really.
Shaina,
Bandra is supposed to be amongst the toniest parts of Mumbai. Now, you've had multiple attacks. The attack on Baba Siddiqui. Now, apparently, the same burglar is wrecking Mannat, which is Shah Rukh's house. The attack on Salman Khan. Now, this attack on Saif Ali Khan. I mean, if this can happen to what is supposed to be the toniest part of Mumbai, then I really doubt your claim about the kind of competence that you think the Mumbai police enjoys. Shaina? Okay, let me put that question to Dalit Tahil. He's joining us on this broadcast as somebody who's a part of the industry, knows these dramatis persona well, and the kind of lives that they lead. People looking at from the outside, and you just heard Vikram Singh say, boss, in Noida, Greater Noida, common colonies have better security apparatus than the apartment which houses one of India's best known film families.
So, Rahul, to answer your question, I mean, look, Mr. Azad and Mr. Vikram Singh said it this seems to be prima facie a conspiracy only to the extent that the house was targeted, and definitely there's been support for him to be able to get the building that Saif lives in is it's a new building, and it has supposedly all the amenities for security. Obviously, that has not met with the standards, because the CCTV cameras, on all the channels I've been seeing in the past 2 days, not one of the building security people have been questioned. And I'm telling you, I live in the area. All the building security people do double jobs. They all are employed by the security. Yes. They work at the daytime. They come and sleep at night on the job because they have 2 jobs to do. That's part of it. The other part of it is that today with social media, it doesn't take rocket science to figure out who lives where. If you go to Shah Rukh's house on certain occasions, he comes out to greet thousands of people outside his house. Saif is a sophisticated and a savvy human being. He must have had personal security, but also when you're at home, you rely on the security of the building. My big question is, there has been nothing that the security in the building has come up with. I have a very strong suspicion, and believe me, it's only a suspicion, that the conspiracy has definitely involved the building security. Otherwise, you have like someone just who has access to the building going up and down the stairs and looked into the television camera, which I agree with Mr. Adan, must be a complete amateur to have removed his thing. So it's not as sinister as perhaps it is being made out to be. Having said that, the Bombay police does a fantastic job, Rahul. I'm telling you, I live in that area, but I'm telling you, if you count the amount of celebrities per square mile from Navy Nagar all the way to Malad or all the way to Mud Island, you will find that there are so many high-profile people, and not just the movies, industrialists, business people. So policing Bombay is a very, very difficult job, and the Bombay police does a marvelous job to be able to keep people as secure as they can. Having said that, I still maintain that Bombay is definitely far more secure than most other Indian cities. This is a case where it clearly seems to be an inside job to that respect. I hope that answers your question. I live in that area, and I'm telling you that today, to find out with social media who is earning what and how many cars they have, and this is out there in the open. It's in the public domain today. So the person selecting to go to Saif's house is not really surprising at all.
Well, it does surprise me, and I'll tell you why, Nasir Abdullah, because if you were to go to somebody's house where there are fewer people, say they're older people who don't have anyone around them, that's an easier house to burgle. Now, going into a house where there'll be a retinue of support staff, there may be some security also, is just much tougher. Does this appear to you to be a case of burglary? Or are you, like many people who are watching at this time, have been commenting on social media, thinking that is there more than meets the eye? Nasir Abdullah.
Absolutely. I agree with Vikram saying. Dalip has made his point. I agree with all of them. But here's the deal. I think anything is possible. It's also possible that the 1 crore rupees that this guy wanted and hoped to get was a very strong possibility. All you have to do is to hold one of the children around your by his neck and point a knife and say, give me the crore. Saif would have brought it out very, very quickly.
No, but that requires 1 crore rupees to be present in somebody's house in cash.
I know. No. Hang on a minute. I know what you're saying. It is possible. People can keep a crore. It's not a big deal. Okay, but that's not the point again. I'm not saying it is so. That is one possibility. And the other definite possibility is there is obviously the concurrence of someone in the domestic help area or the security. This guy seemed to know everything pretty well, and he obviously was a trained, almost an assassin. He was able to overpower Saif with a knife and actually get away from the grip. Saif is a very, very strong man. I know that for a fact, okay? So anything is possible. That's what I'm saying. Anything. It could have been for money. Now, why didn't he ever? If he wanted to assassinate him, that's another story. Then they would bring a gun. They would be able to do it on the street like they did with Baba Siddiqui. Now, Baba Siddiqui's thing is being attached to, like, this Lawrence Bisnoy guy.
Okay, I've just received a new image of Saif's attack. I want to show our viewers that and get our guests, particularly the investigators and the police people, to talk about it. This is the latest image we've received of the person who's supposed to be the attacker who went after Saif Ali Khan. And in the image that you're about to see in a moment, the attacker seems to have changed his clothes after the incident. And he's now seen with a blue shirt and a backpack. So this is the image. Again, looks like a CCTV grab. He went apparently to the Bandra railway station and then took the first available train out from there. He, from this image that's just come out, Vikram Singh seems was carrying a change of clothes. So this guy really, at one place he's going up without shoes, probably because he wants to ensure he doesn't make too much of a noise, doesn't wake anyone up. He's coming down with shoes. He has some kind of a muffler on his head so he doesn't get spotted when he comes down. He forgets to have the muffler, maybe because of the altercation, and he's spooked out. And then he ultimately goes and changes into a blue shirt.
What I can say, Rahul ji, that he seems to be very experienced as a history sheeter. He knows what he is doing, sure-footed, nimble-footed like a kitten, and knows his way. He's absolutely sure he has to go. And then there are two things. anybody watching the CCTV or monitoring the CCTV, one, there's a person with a mask, and the other, the person is without a mask. Therefore, perhaps I think it was a decision with application of mind that first he decided to go with a mask, then he decided to go without a mask. Then carrying a change of clothes also is indicative of his criminality and his criminal mindset, since he has been in and out of crime. Therefore, he took adequate precautions. I don't say that he saw the day of the Jekyll and tried to be James Calthrop or something, but the very fact that even the basic pickpockets do that, they carry a change of clothes so as to change their identity. But the game was out. The moment he probably did so much that the entry was different, exit was different, sure-footed, looked straight into the CCTV, and then the movement was such. I would not like to disclose what other channels are saying, but the fact that he did make one or two horrible mistakes that gave the trail and his movement right up to the place where he was spotted. It is absolutely unprofessional to indicate the technology that is used to track the criminals when they are on the move. I'm sure all of us would understand what the technology is, and a word to the wise is enough. And that gave the Mumbai police to
Devesh Singh is joining us. He leads our Crime and Investigations Bureau in Mumbai. Devesh, why has the Mumbai police not been able to catch this guy? I mean, they keep after every few hours releasing a new CCTV footage or a new photo, but the fact is almost 48 hours on, they still haven't found the man.
Well, yes, Rahul, the wanted accused who attacked Saif Ali Khan is still at large. There are multiple suspects who have been picked up, but the wanted accused is still at large. There is no trace of him. Yesterday we were informed by senior police officials that they were closing in on the location of the wanted accused. He was tracked somewhere in central Mumbai, but after that the trail has just gone, and there's no detail about where he is fled to. Whether he is in Mumbai, whether he is in hiding, whether he's fled outside Mumbai, nothing is known. And now this picture where he's changed his shirt, he's now wearing a blue shirt. Earlier when the attack happened, he was wearing a black t-shirt. In this new picture which has come to light, this is taken from a CCTV grab which is just 500 feet from the Bandra police station. Bandra police is the police station which is investigating this case. There are over 20 teams of police formed to investigate this case, but there is no success as of now. The accused is...
Have they identified who he is? Do they have his social profile, his family name, his actual name? Or are they still even on the lookout for who this guy could be?
Well, Rahul, yesterday we were told by some senior police sources that the identity has been confirmed. The identity is known to police. They are trying to track down his location, his residence, his relatives, but nothing has come to light. Nothing, no details regarding his identity.
If the identity is known, was he a history sheeter? Has he done these kind of attacks, burglaries in the past as well?
Well, it is suspected that he is an history sheeter because the way he sneaked into the building, he was carrying a stick, he was carrying a blade, a backpack. While going upstairs, he was not wearing any shoes. While coming down, he was wearing shoes. It seems like he is an history sheeter, and there could be prior offences registered against him.
No, but if they know his identity, then they know whether he's a... No, one second, I don't agree. If they know his identity, then they would know whether he's a history sheet or not. Then there's no could, would, he may. I mean, if they know who he is, then they have his sheet before him.
Well, exactly, but police have not divulged whether they've found out any prior cases against him. There was a suspect this morning brought in, identified as Shahid. He has cases of, he has 5 cases of housebreaking and robbery registered against him. He was picked up. Now this evening, again, another suspect was brought in, and there are several such suspects being questioned. But police officials did say that his identity is known, but regarding prior offences, they have not given any comment, they have not given any details as of now.
You know, one of the things that people in the Delhi police and elsewhere are saying, and they're wondering why the Mumbai police and how the Mumbai police came to the conclusion that this is burglary. They're saying there could be different angles, all of which they believe need to be investigated. And some of these officers we've spoken to think that maybe the Mumbai police has rushed into determining that this was just a case of burglary.
Well, yes, Rahul, police did come on record yesterday and they said, DCP Dikshit Gedam of Zone 9 Mumbai Police did come on record and said that this was a case of burglary, and they were probing the case from all possible angles. But yes, they did say that this was a case of burglary. But other angles need to be investigated, whether this was a pre-planned attack, whether he wanted, other than carrying out a burglary or a robbery, he had some other motive. How did he manage to enter the actor's residence, Kareena Kapoor and Saif Ali Khan's residence? That is yet to be known. And only when he is arrested, when the wanted accused is arrested, that is only then it will come to light what was his motive. How did he manage to enter? This is a big question. How did he manage to enter the residence? There is a safety door, there is an inner door, both the doors have locked, there is a door camera, there is a CCTV, this complete CCTV cover inside the building. How did he manage to sneak inside the flat? Remember, as per the statement of the caretaker, who is the complainant in this case, she has revealed that he was found inside a bathroom. The bathroom light was on and she goes in to check how the light is on at 2 a.m. and that is when he walks out of the bathroom. So these details details regarding this, how did he manage to get in?
Are the Mumbai police
will only come to
treating some members of the staff as potential suspects? What about the guards? We have Vikram Singh, Yashovardhan Azad, a lot of experience in policing. They're saying that the guards need to be questioned for their role in this. How did this guy get into the building?
Well, Rahul, the insider angle is being probed. Yes, we've been pointing out that the insider angle, because there is no forced entry. The first thing, as pointed out by senior police officials also and experts, that there is no forced entry, and in cases where there is no forced entry, the perpetrator or the accused is known to some of the insider. So either it could be a staff or someone else, but the accused was known to someone. How did he manage to get in? There is another theory that is being talked about, that he managed to get inside the flat using through the AC duct, but that is not confirmed as of now. This is being discussed, that it could be a possibility that through the AC duct he entered the flat. But if he didn't enter through the AC duct, how did he manage to get inside the flat?
Put that question to Yashovardhan Azad. He looks like a scrawny, lean kind of person, but AC ducts are usually not so big that you could squeeze through. Does this appear probable that maybe he squeezed through the AC duct? Because there'll also be a closing at the end, right? So somebody then needs to open it where he exits from. It happens in heist movies in Hollywood, but could that have happened in this case?
No, you look at his clothes while he's coming back, it doesn't look like if he would have gone through that duct. And the other thing, as the Vyesh has very, very rightly pointed out, and Mr. Vikram Singh also, that the critical point is the entry. How the hell was he able to enter? And that's why two things should go on simultaneously. One, of course, the search for the accused using the AI tools, which we have in plenty, and I'm sure sooner or later he'll be caught. But the second is an intense kind of interrogation and investigation into how did he go up, who were the watchmen there.
No, but some people are saying, what if he's a locksmith? What if he knows how to open locks and that's part of his expertise?
Well, you know, when he was coming down, I mean, there was nothing, when the police scoured the area, they did not receive anything. I'm sure that he did not put everything back into his pocket or into his backpack. So some trace or evidence would have been found of, even if you try to, you know, squeeze the lock in a different way, you have to use some methodology. So it cannot be untouched. And that the forensics would be able to do if the locks were manipulated. So that's why there are a lot of things here. And one of the intense part of investigation should be actually interrogating these, because once you get an information from here, then you can easily find out. And I'm not too sure, Rahul, that the identity has actually been found, you know, been traced. Because once you trace the identity, many things become clear. You know, 10 friends, families, you can trace through them many things. So I'm not too sure whether the identity has still been established.
You're doubting that the identity has been established? This idea of how the ingress was made and how he managed to open the door, and whether he would have had the time, Vikram Singh, to find some mechanism to break open the lock?
Do you buy that, or do you think it's more likely that somebody on the inside just opened the door for him, which is how he manages to come in so easily?
As simple as that, Rahul. The entry was one aspect, but the exit was even more significant and relevant. It seeks at the top of the rooftop that somebody is totally complicit who facilitated his entry and exit both. It's good that the Mumbai police is examining that, but the fact, the eerie part is, the point of concern is he not only managed to enter, he also managed to get out and exit successfully. And this is just not possible without insider help. And I would say that insider help, the Mumbai police would do well to concentrate on all the security staff who were there on duty, because they're supposed to watch the CCTV 24/7. How could such a thing escape their attention and notice? And if it did, well, they're absolutely good for nothing.
Shaina NC has a hand up. She wants to come in.
Yeah,
Shaina, the idea that this man is able to enter, I suppose they would have solid locks on their door, and therefore it can't be very easy to get in and then after this attack get out.
You're absolutely right there. But let me please say, as a Mumbaikar, I have immense faith in Mumbai police. The fact that as a prime accused, they haven't come out with who it is finally is because it has to be foolproof. In that sense, Mumbai police has done a phenomenal job in the past cases too, which have been extremely complicated. And having Daya Nayak on the job, when DCP Zone 9, they registered this FIR at Bandra police station, they immediately got Daya Nayak on the job. And I'm sure that all these unanswered questions will come out in the public domain. Chief Minister Devendra Fadnavis, Deputy Chief Ministers Eknath Shinde and Ajit Pawar have also come out saying that, this is not going to be a case which goes
it can work, it can cut both ways. And I wonder what Yashovardhan Azad thinks of this. When you have these larger-than-life police people, encounter specialists about whom movies have been made in the past, they get an opportunity to come out of oblivion and try and have a go at this case. Is that positive for this case, or would you much rather have just a professional, sober, somber, low-key officer doing his job without caring for what the media thinks of his image?
Why not have the expertise? Why not have the expertise?
You're saying his expertise is good, but I want to hear what Yashovardhan Azad has to say about this. Mr. Azad.
I would rather have a very, very competent investigator, and we have professionals like this. I would like to have another forensics expert, and I would like to have another AI tool, a knowing guy who's an expert, because you have to ferret out that face amongst thousands at various public places. If you're with these three, you'll be able to, and the fourth would be excellent team of interrogators, as Vikramji rightly said, that we need to find out first how the entry took place. Once you crack that and know, your investigation will be absolutely smooth. That is the watchmen, security guards, people around that area. That is the kind of lead you should have in this investigation.
And there are several unanswered questions. In fact, more questions than answers in the Saif stabbing probe so far. With the attacker at large, the motive isn't clearly established. Was it a burglary or a targeted attack? How did the attacker enter the building? Why was the actor rushed to the hospital in an auto? India Today's Mumbai bureau tries to piece the puzzle together.
Probe intensifies in Saif Ali Khan's stabbing saga. But some things just don't add up. First, how have the cops concluded that the motive of the crime was theft? All they have are these two CCTV videos of the attacker. There are no visible bloodstains on the intruder in the videos. How could a slim individual overpower and stab Saif Ali Khan, known for his athletic physique? Second, the caretaker of Saif and Kareena's children has told the police that the intruder demanded 1 crore rupees from her. Was the motive then to extract ransom from a high-profile family? Or was it a targeted attack on Saif? How did the intruder enter the residential building? Saif and Kareena's quadruplex is on the 11th floor. Sources say the attacker used an air conditioning duct to enter the house. The AC duct opens in one of the bedrooms, and the intruder allegedly walked towards the kids' room from here. This leads us to the question of an insider job. Was the attacker known to Saif and Kareena's staff? The staff statements and knowledge of the intruder are critical pieces of the puzzle. Police are likely to continue questioning them to solve the mystery. Given the high-profile nature of Saif Ali Khan's residence and previous incidents involving celebrities in Mumbai, the lack of apparent security measures has also been a point of discussion. The fact that Saif was taken in an auto to the hospital with son Taimur has stirred curiosity, especially concerning the immediate response to the emergency and the availability of transport. Is there more to this incident than meets the eye? Bureau Report, India Today.
Is there a bigger plot behind the stabbing of Saif Ali Khan? It seems on the 14th of January, 2 days before Saif was stabbed, a man was spotted trying to enter Shah Rukh's residence Mannat. Cops suspect Saif's attacker could be the same man. Is there more then to this case than meets the eye?
A stunning twist in the Saif Ali Khan stabbing case. The Mumbai police suspect that just 2 days before Saif Ali Khan was stabbed, the attacker also wrecked Shah Rukh Khan's residence.
The person who's accused in attack at Saif Ali Khan also wrecked the house of Shah Rukh Khan. This is a probability, a likelihood which the police is pointing out. But what is confirmed is that on January 14, Retreat House, this property, which is a church property of Bombay Xavier Corporation, was used to recce the house of Shah Rukh Khan. So this is the Retreat House. That person got a ladder and he used this ladder to do a recce around the Shah Rukh Khan's house, which is Mannat.
Police suspect that the attacker wrecked Shah Rukh's home on January the 14th and allegedly used an iron ladder to sneak inside Mannat. The ladder used by the attacker was 6 to 8 feet long. The police suspect involvement of an accomplice as the ladder was too heavy to be moved by a single person. No complaint has been lodged by Shah Rukh Khan himself regarding this yet, but the police are taking the matter seriously. With Mustafa Sheikh in Mumbai, Bureau Report, India Today.
The attack left Saif Ali Khan with multiple injuries, including a knife lodged in his spine. Saif is currently in the ICU at Mumbai's Leelavati Hospital, where he underwent surgery. The doctors have said that Saif's spinal fluid was leaking. It's the fluid that protects the brain and the spine. The medical team says Saif is out of danger and recovering well. Doctors, in fact, described Saif Ali Khan as a lion as he walked into the Leelavati Hospital wounded but walking ramrod straight, apparently. It's clear, though, that the nature of Saif's injuries are serious.
Saif Ali Khan is still at the Leelavati Hospital. As the actor recovers post-surgery, the violent attack on him has shaken up his entire family. Saif was grievously injured after he was attacked, and that too outside his children's room of Taimur and Jay. Late into the night at around 2 a.m., an armed intruder invaded Saif and Kareena's residence, held their kid's caretaker hostage and demanded 1 crore rupees ransom. Kareena Kapoor Khan has said that she and the family are still processing the disturbing events that unfolded on January 16. An anxious Kareena was seen in a rush as she looked for help soon after the attack. It was their 8-year-old son, Taimur Ali Khan, who happened to be with the blood-soaked father, Saif, at the hospital and reached there in an auto rickshaw. This was confirmed by the doctors treating Saif.
The attack on actor Saif Ali Khan left him with multiple injuries, including a knife lodged in his spine. Saif was rushed to Leelavati Hospital around 3 a.m. in critical condition. Doctors acted swiftly to treat his injuries, which were described as deep and serious. A team of neurosurgeons performed an urgent surgery to remove the knife and repair a significant spinal fluid leak caused by the injury.
He sustained major injury to the thoracic spinal cord due to lodged knife in the spine. Surgery was performed to remove the knife and also repair the leaking spinal fluid. 2 other deep wounds on his left hand and one on the neck was repaired by plastic surgery team.
One of the critical aspects of Saif's surgery involved repairing a cerebrospinal fluid leak, also known as CSF leak. Cerebrospinal fluid is a clear liquid that surrounds the brain and spinal cord, acting as a cushion to protect these delicate structures. It also helps remove waste, deliver nutrients and maintain pressure balance in the brain. In Saif's case, the injury caused a leak of this vital fluid which needed to be fixed immediately to avoid serious complications. Saif is now out of danger and responding well to treatment. Fans are hopeful of a speedy recovery as doctors continue to monitor his progress. Bureau Report, India Today.
The stabbing of Saif Ali Khan has not just raised concerns about safety but also revealed how vulnerable public personalities are. Saif's family looks visibly distraught. Kareena Kapoor Khan has been living at her sister Karishma's residence with the kids.
Saif Ali Khan is still at the Leelavati Hospital. As the actor recovers post-surgery, the violent attack on him has shaken up his entire family. Saif was grievously injured after he was attacked, and that too outside his children's room of Taimur and Shah. Late into the night at around 2 a.m., an armed intruder invaded Saif and Kareena's residence, held their kid's caretaker hostage and demanded 1 crore rupees ransom. Kareena Kapoor Khan has said that she and the family are still processing the disturbing events that unfolded on January 16. An anxious Kareena was seen in a rush as she looked for help soon after the attack.
It was their 8-year-old son, Taimur Ali Khan, who happened to be with the blood-soaked father, Saif, at the hospital and reached there in an auto rickshaw. This was confirmed by the doctors treating Saif.
पूरा उनका उसमें blood था, but he walked in like a lion, and only with his small child, that is 6-7 साल का उनका जो लड़का है, तैमूर है शायद उसका नाम, हाँ, उसके साथ वो walk in किए हैं. With so much of this, he is a real hero that way.
To safeguard remaining members of the family, Kareena, along with the 2 children, left from the residence in Sadhguru Sharan and is currently staying with sister, fellow actor Kareena Kapoor. While Saif's recovery from the injuries is a relief, but the emotional toll on the family is evident. Family and friends have been visiting them over the past few hours. Apart from Kareena herself, sister Soha Ali Khan, mother Sharmila Tagore and others did make a brief visit on January 17th morning. Sharmila Tagore also was seen visiting Kareena at Karisma's residence. Parents Randhir Kapoor and Babita also visited her and the children. The other 2 children of Saif, Sarah and Ibrahim, have also ensured they are in constant touch with Kareena and have been seen visiting at the hospital. The shocking episode has revealed how vulnerable the public figures really are, especially with regard to their personal life, particularly when it comes to security. With Gyanisha Malik, Entertainment Bureau, India Today.